So, this is part 2 of a video I should have done a few months ago. But here we are. What if I was in charge of the 2028 F1 schedule? And all the contracts for all the tracks has been removed. I get to pick and choose, and the tracks will obey my wishes. Everything comes down perfectly. There's no issues. There's no religion aspects. There's no issue. Everything was exactly how I planned. What would be my ideal schedule? I'm going to just go straight to it. I'm going to play music where you see the tracks in order, and I'm going to come back and explain all my choices. This was surprisingly simple, with only 1 or 2 moments I had to think about. Enjoy. So, F1. It has grade 1 circuits. They grade the circuits and make the determine from there, basically. F1 only does grade 1. So it eliminates every track in the world besides roughly 40 tracks. Give or take configurations and stuff. Roughly 40 tracks. Then I decided, okay, I want to follow a rule. No more than 2 tracks per country, and I want to try to get as many countries in as possible, not only to maximize viewership, but also expand its reach. Unfortunately, Africa as a whole doesn't have a track in grade 1. I don't know if it's through bias or them unable to pay for it or world conflicts, etc. So we can't have a world race series, unfortunately. FIA, can you try to fix that, please? Come on. You can probably make some dirty racetrack work, a street circuit. You can probably make something up. I don't know. If you were able to make Las Vegas work in Miami, you should be able to do this. Anyways, after doing all that, it left us with 30 countries. Okay, let me start picking and choosing here. I don't want to be biased due to my Americanism or just... Anyways, I want like, okay. The best way to start eliminating countries is removing the unsafe ones. So I'm like, okay, travel bans. What are things, where are locations at the country which we try to make sure I don't travel to? So I decided to remove every 4th and 3rd level flag country. Just remove them. It may be a little harsh, but just remove them. How many countries do we have left after that? 24? I'm hearing that right. 24? Oh. This is going to get interesting. Okay. So we have 24. A lot more than I expected. I thought I was prepared to get some American bias and it's going to remove like 10 of these tracks, not 6. So it's like, okay, 24. I'm limited to 24 because that's the current schedule. I was going to add or replace anything. Or remove tracks, I mean. So 24, we have 24 countries. One per each country. Bingo! Where's all the tracks with multiple... What countries have multiple tracks? And I mean unique tracks. United States, Italy, and Germany. That's it? Are we positive? Oh, and Portugal. Thank you, Google. For some reason, Portugal kept glitching up on my grade 1 circuit thing. So, Portugal. And Spain too, but since we already got all that, I'll get to in a moment. So, we got a few countries here. Let's break them down. Let's start with my home country. There's 4 possible circuits. Kota, Indianapolis, Vegas, Miami. Just fucking remove Miami. We don't care about Miami. All 3 of these are important to American racing's history. Kota is probably one of the best purpose-built road courses in modern time that's been around newer compared to other tracks. And it's probably the best purpose-built road course only that we have. Indianapolis has so much history in motorsport, American motorsports. It has one of the strongest, oldest histories of it. But it has some controversial elements outside of its control through the tire and ownership and F1 debacles. And then Las Vegas, probably the best street course you can get out of America. That also captures the spirit of the capitalism high of America. The over-the-top, flamboyant. I am partly Irish and Italian, therefore is my whole identity type people. But when it comes to pure racing, I had to go with Kota. It's like the obvious pick. And I hate this because I'm from Indiana. I did not want to remove Indianapolis, but I had to remove it. It would get too much hate. Even though it wasn't its fault. It was a tire brand's fault. And the ownership that don't even own the track anymore. We have a whole new ownership. It would get too much hate. And honestly, Vegas, it's cool. Maybe we can do it once every 3 years just to spice things up, but come on. It won't be cool. So now we go to Germany. And I am apologizing in advance. The Nürburgring and Hockenheim. I feel like this is more obvious. But I never... The Nürburgring is a historical track, but that's for the long full course. The Grand Prix circuit that F1 will use is not that good for racing in my opinion. It's more for social media buzz than anything. The Hockenheim, oh my god, it's one of the reasons I got into F1, so my bias is kicking in. That's the German track. But I will argue it should alternate every year. Same thing with Italy. I would say until I realized Monza is Italy, therefore it gets to stay. Imola, tragic history, great circuit, but it's been butchered in my opinion. It's not a speed track anymore. It's a speed circuit that has chicanes and speed bumps added in. Granted for safety. It's just not good for F1 cars anymore. And the other track, Mugello, will never be able to beat Monza. Like in a racing series. So Monza, the easy pick. Portugal, easy pick. It's the better of the 2 courses in my opinion. If you don't believe me, check out this guy. It's 2 videos on these 2 tracks, and this is one of the few times I 100% agree with this guy with making fun of a track or supporting a track. Southpaw Racing. watch. I don't even need to discuss that. Then lastly, Spain. At least the ones I'm wanting to talk about, personally. As we know, I will talk about France. I'll give France's dues. I'll respect the French. But Spain, since we cannot duplicate tracks, that's a rule I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video. I don't want to duplicate racing tracks, so Barcelona, you're a great test track. You're the most mid of the tracks. If you don't agree with me, again, watch the F1 track guy, the track guy of racing. Watch his videos. I literally forgot his channel name, and I'm too lazy to stop the recording and go to it. Because I like doing things in one take, even if it makes me look dumb. So, watch his video. So, all that to basically say, there's only 2 tracks left, and one is designed for motorbikes, and one's designed for all forms of racing. That is the obvious pick. We've seen what happened with F1 and motorcycle tracks, and I don't think it will do too well when it comes to having a choice. And in France, Maggie Corbs and Paul Ricard. It should alternate every year. And the reason I did Paul Ricard, because I feel like it has potential to be good with the modern F1 cars. Last year, I was Maggie Corbs. But I just don't think that track will be good with these modern cars. And I hate saying that because Paul Ricard is a ugly looking track. But it has potential. It has potential. They just have to lay out the track to add more diversity of corners. But that track has potential. And besides, not every race can be like Spa. There has to be a couple of tracks into the schedule. Just has to be. Because if every track is like Spa, then no track is like Spa. You know? So that's basically all I have to say. It's like, this was surprisingly simple compared to the NASCAR video. Because with NASCAR, there was 50 tracks to choose from, and I had to eliminate some of them. That's the courses I wanted to do. So, the next video is IndyCar, in honor of the Indy 500. That one, I will be expecting some people to get butthurt by. Because I don't think they're going to like one of my choices. Granted, I haven't fully decided on that choice. Maybe I will change my mind. But it's one track on here I think, not NASCAR. Well, NASCAR fans will still hate it because it's Canadian. But there's a track in Canada. I know IndyCar fans say they like, but I also have seen a lot of people say they don't like it. So, again, I'm still deciding. Anyways, peace.